Welcome back to the Porcelain Confessional, where humanity's genius and idiocy share the same seat. Every tile tells a story, every drip a reminder that time leaks too. Pull the lever on comfort, and let's plunge into the weird again. This is Bathroom Confessions, Part 2. Some toilets in high-tech homes are now voice-activated, allowing you to flush, heat the seat, or activate a bidet spray by speaking commands like flush level 2 or cleanse the portal. One unfortunate person learned the hard way that yelling at their cat triggered the power jet. Voice recognition can be programmed to work well. However, sometimes guests will trigger party mode, which lights up the seat and plays techno. It's the nightclub experience nobody asked for, but everyone will remember. There is nothing like explaining to your plumber why your toilet keeps trying to drop the bass every time someone says bath. At this point, we're only one update away from toilets asking for a tip before you leave the bathroom. In Finland, it's not uncommon for people to bring their tea or coffee into the bathroom as they casually sip away while on the throne. While this might sound scandalous in some cultures, in Finland, it's just another moment of cozy solitude. It's part of the country's obsession with kalsari konit, which is the joy of doing things alone in your underwear. Yes, that includes a double-shot latte-powered bathroom break. Just don't mix up the cup and the brush. Honestly, it's the ultimate inefficiency. Caffeine in, caffeine out. Somewhere, a Starbucks barista is wondering why their bathroom orders keep coming with extra foam. If the Finns ever open a cafe bathroom hybrid, the rest of us will wonder why we didn't think of it first. After all, who needs a corner office when you've got a corner stall with Wi-Fi and cappuccino? In medieval castles, toilets were just holes in the wall that led directly outside, commonly known as garderobes. The draft that blew upward was said to be so cold, people would wear extra layers just to sit in peace. Some people would place herbs and flowers in the chute to fight off odors or rats. Think about that next time you complain about a cold toilet seat. At least you're not dangling over a windy abyss. Yes, it was unsanitary, but nothing wakes you up in the morning like the gentle kiss of winter air on your bare backside. Medieval royalty wasn't so much holding court as they were holding on for dear life. It is known that some enemies even tried climbing up through garderobes to sneak into castles, meaning climbing up through the royal throne that doubled as a security hazard. Technically, if you were around back then, your butt was on the front lines of medieval warfare. There are people who go into the bathroom just to scream, surprisingly not always out loud, but into a towel, a fist, or simply into the void. Whether it's a post-breakup, workplace rage, pre-panic attack, the bathroom becomes a scream chamber. The walls can muffle the anguish, and the locked door provides emotional asylum. It's a raw and primal form of release, rarely admitted to, even among close friends. Some call it survival, and some call it pathetic. For many, it's the only place where the chaos of the world can't follow them. In that brief, echoing moment, it's all you, your lungs, and the porcelain audience that never judge. There's a superstition in some places that if a spider crawls up from your drain, it's a sign of unexpected fortune. Honestly, it's probably just a spider looking for a dry escape route. But if it's a sign of good luck, I think we will all take that. A TikTok user claimed they got a job offer the day after screaming at a drain spider. So now there's a hashtag bathroom luck spider. It's a horrifying, leggy vibe. Of course, the real fortune is managing to finish your business without it making a surprise leap toward your ankles. If luck really works this way, there is a billionaire sitting on the toilet, actively praying for arachnid visitors. Scientists are not exactly sure why this superstition started, but they agree it's the only form of good luck that comes with 8 eyes and a tiny butt. Just remember, if you name it for extra luck, you're basically obligated to let it stay. The phrase toilet paper orientation, also referred to as the over or under, is actually the subject of a U.S. patent from the 1890s. In the original design, it clearly shows the paper going over the roll. Yes, people still fight about this today, but technically, the over camp can claim legal and historical victory. You know, out there somewhere on this planet, a lawyer is waiting to argue about this in court. It would be must-see TV, all televised, complete with slow-motion roll demonstrations and an expert witness from Charmin and Bounty. It's amazing amazing that over a century later, we've kept the tradition of arguing about absolutely ridiculous things like this. In fact, this debate has gotten so heated that some couples have admitted flipping the role back and forth in secret, also known as deranged toilet paper syndrome. When humanity officially makes contact with aliens, this is probably the first thing we'll warn them about. If we have not done so already, welcome to Earth. Choose your side, over or under. There are rare cases of toilet anxiety where people believe the flush could create enough suction to harm them, even though physics says otherwise. This fear started in part because of airplane toilets, which do have a very strong vacuum sound. Some anxious flyers refuse to flush until they've exited the stall, just to avoid the mental image of being whisked away like an unfortunate goldfish. But rest assured, unless you are the size of a Lego man, you're safe. Still, nothing quite tests your bladder and bowel control like hearing that jet engine whoosh at 30,000 feet. And honestly, if airline toilets could actually suck people in, you know the airlines would be charging extra for the thrill ride. It's the only amusement attraction where the safety briefing involves a seatbelt and a plunger. Somewhere out there, a nervous traveler is still waiting to flush until landing. Some companies now offer waterproof Bluetooth speakers designed only for toilets, with names like Potty Beats and Throne Tunes. These let you play your favorite playlist while you are doing your business. Some will sync the music with smart lights, so your bathroom gives you that concert feel. It's both amazing and a little intimidating, because now even your toilet can judge your music taste. Nothing like trying to have a quiet moment and accidentally triggering Eye of the Tiger at full volume. You know somewhere, someone has created a playlist titled Greatest Hits for My Greatest Sits or Shits. You can only imagine the horror of your Spotify account exposing how many hours you spent listening to Oops, I Did It Again in the bathroom. It's only a matter of time before you are charged an extra service fee for your own private toilet tunes. In Victorian England, it was common to keep a chamber pot under the bed, even in homes with indoor plumbing. Why? Because walking to the loo at night was considered risky, and honestly, the floor was cold. Some people even gave their chamber pots names, like Nellie or the Night Whisperer. Let's let that sink in for a second. They named their portable poop and pee bowls. Now that's old school intimacy. Imagine tucking yourself in at night and whispering, "Good night, Nellie," to the ceramic bucket that knows all your secrets. Don't forget the morning routine, where servants were sometimes tasked with emptying these fragrant vessels, which really puts your complaints about taking out the trash into perspective. Nothing screams romance quite like courting someone who literally keeps their excretions bedside. The fear of using public toilets is a real phobia called pararesis, shy bladder, and parcopresis, shy bowels. These people often hold it in until they're safely home, even if it means hours of intestinal negotiation. Some people have admitted to holding it anywhere from 12 to 32 hours. One guy claimed he started hallucinating smells. Bathrooms are supposed to be safe spaces, not bladder battlefields. It can get to the point where it's less about avoiding germs and more about auditioning for a medical documentary. Nothing makes you question your life choices like realizing you've planned your entire day around your toilet at home, like it's some kind of porcelain life coach. Some will even crank up music or run the sink to mask the sounds. You end up turning every bathroom trip into a covert operation. In ancient Rome, toilets were public and placed side by side with no partitions, just a simple stone bench with holes. Romans would chat casually while doing their business, sometimes even discussing gossip or politics. And there was a communal sponge on a stick dipped in vinegar. Yes, it's true. People would share a wipe. Suddenly, porta potties don't sound so bad, do they? Imagine trying to argue about tax reform while making direct eye contact with your senator in mid-squat. The real miracle of the Roman Empire is that anyone survived long enough to invent indoor plumbing. You know, some poor intern had the job of sponge manager, swapping it out between uses like it was ancient customer service. It puts the phrase, "all roads lead to Rome," into perspective. Unfortunately, some of those roads led straight to the sewer. Even gladiators probably feared the toilet more than the Colosseum. Some dogs get visibly uncomfortable when their owners make eye contact while pooping. In the dog world, That moment is high vulnerability. The reverse is also true. Many dogs will lock eyes with you when they go, as if demanding emotional backup. It's the ultimate cross-species trust exercise. You poop, I watch. You poop, I watch. Symmetry. It's less about pet ownership and more of mutually agreed upon bathroom security detail. It makes you wonder if your dog is protecting you or silently judging your fiber intake. There are some owners who have admitted to pep-talking their dogs mid-squat, which merely blurs the line between pet care and bathroom coaching. Dogs don't just want eye contact. They want applause afterwards, like they just scored a touchdown in the backyard. It does prove that the old saying is true. Friends may come and go, but your dog will always be there when you poop. There's a trend among hardcore productivity enthusiasts called the efficiency flush. It may be hard to believe, but those people try to minimize bathroom time by setting timers, training themselves to go at the same time daily, and even practicing speed wiping. Some go to the extreme of having whiteboards in their bathrooms to jot down ideas. Bathroom zen? Nope. Bathroom hustle culture. It's less answering nature's call and more clocking in for a pit stop at the digestive Grand Prix. At that point, the only thing missing is a coach standing outside the stall with a stopwatch and a performance review. Some have claimed they've shaved minutes off their daily output, as if they're competing for a world record. If there were Olympic medals for bowel efficiency, these people would be standing on the podium with toilet paper stuck to their shoes. In ancient Egypt, wealthy citizens had servants known as toilet attendants, not just to clean, but to literally fan them with palm leaves as they did their business. These attendants were often trained to sing softly or recite poetry to soothe their masters. There is one tomb mural that shows a pharaoh mid-poop with two attendants fanning and another offering incense. Royalty never traveled without backup. Now that's one hell of a support team. It's less bathroom break and more sold-out performance with a live orchestra. Yes, there must be some modern-day billionaire looking at that mural thinking, yeah, I could bring that back. Can you imagine how the resumes for those attendants probably read? Special skills, palm waving, scent management, crowd control? Imagine explaining that job at a dinner party. I work closely with the pharaoh. I mean, really closely. In some luxury homes and high-end hotels, dual bidets have become an oddly specific status symbol. One for cleaning and one for post-rinse comfort. The first bidet typically uses warm water, while the second may feature cool mist, aromatherapy, or even a soft drying breeze. Owners claim it offers a full, rear cleansing journey rather than a single rinse. Some systems have touchscreen controls and memory presets. Guests are often baffled by the setup, unsure whether to feel pampered or interrogated by all the options. One confused visitor reportedly tried to use both bidets at once and accidentally triggered a floor flood. Many people have reported that it felt less like a bathroom and more like boarding a spaceship. After taking your seat, you would expect to hear, "Welcome, Commander," initiating launch sequence. There's an entire online subculture dedicated to reviewing public restrooms, complete with star ratings, stall spacing breakdowns, soap scent critiques, and flush power commentary. These loo connoisseurs frequent airports, gas stations, rest stops, and restaurants. They log their experiences like special toilet inspectors. A well-reviewed stall might earn praise for ambiance, emotionally stable lighting, and flush strength, while a poor one gets roasted for sticky floors and terrifying graffiti. Some even include photos of stall door gaps, giving visual evidence of privacy levels. It's Yelp for your Yelp of relief. Yes, there are bathroom influencers who've built followings by ranking the world's porcelain thrones like Michelin stars. Cruise ship toilets use vacuum-based flush systems that create a shockingly loud and forceful suction, often referred to as flush by thunder. The design does save water, but the sound has startled countless first-time passengers into thinking they'd broken something. Some toilets even come with posted warnings that say, "Do not flush while seated," to avoid a rather unpleasant liftoff. One travel blogger said their toilet flushed so hard it sent shivers up their soul and echoed down their spine. Luxury cruising, it turns out, comes with unexpected acoustics. Some passengers swear the noise is so intense it could double as a foghorn. Others claim you don't just flush on a cruise ship, you enter into a brief negotiation with the void. The experience is more talked about like a portal to the underworld of plumbing rather than a toilet for doing your business. Many people unknowingly suffer from flush hesitation. It is that awkward pause before hitting the button or lever in a public restroom. in fear of the mist explosion that might follow. Lidless toilets, especially in commercial spaces, are infamous for launching microscopic droplets into the air, a process researchers call toilet plume. These droplets can linger for minutes and travel several feet, which is why experts recommend closing the lid when possible and avoiding toothbrush storage near open toilets. Some overly cautious individuals have even developed what they call the flush and flee technique, involving a mid-squat twist and a panicked dash. It's not glamorous, but it keeps the mist monsters at bay. A bizarre but entertaining TikTok trend saw users sneaking into their friends' bathrooms and posting vibratings based on decor, layout, scent, and toilet paper luxury. Categories ranged from mirror mood to towel energy to soap vibes and toilet aura. Some bathrooms may earn praise for eucalyptus sprigs and ambient lighting, while others were slammed with captions like "smells like stress" and "broken dreams." One video that went viral featured a bathroom described as chaotic evil with strong lemon overtones and an emotionally unavailable plunger. However, the trend died out quickly, possibly due to a spike in friendship breakups. But honestly, it revealed what we've all secretly known. Bathrooms are unintentional personality tests. Walk into one with 3 half-empty shampoo bottles and a soggy bath mat, and you learn more about a person than an hour-long therapy session. Somewhere, a bathroom still lives online with a 0 to 10 haunted energy rating, forever immortalized in digital shame. A bizarre psychological study once found that people are more likely to tell the truth while sitting on the toilet. Something about the physical vulnerability combined with solitude lowers emotional defenses and makes people more introspective. One researcher jokingly referred to it as the confession seat, where honesty flows as freely as coffee-fueled regret. It's no wonder so many people rehearse difficult conversations in the bathroom mirror. The throne isn't just porcelain, it's a therapist with built-in plumbing. Honestly, if therapists started billing by the flush, the mental health industry would double overnight. Who would have thought that a plumber unknowingly would be the most trusted confidant in the neighborhood? Confession's over, but the echoes linger. If you listen close, you'll still hear history laughing down the drain. Don't dry off too quickly. The next revelation's already circling the bowl. Bathroom Confessions, Part 3 is just a click away.